don't have tyrosine transaminase, then you're going to have a lot of tyrosine buildup. So what would we call that disease? Yes, hypertyrosinemia. And then type 2.
Say it again, so it's hyperthyroidism?
Yes. All right. Hypertyrosinemia.
Where's this PAD hydrogenase?
PAD.
Hydrogenase.
Oh, it is in between the phenylalanine and the tyrosine.
Okay, because we have it as phenylalanine hydroxylase.
Hydroxylase?
Yeah.
All right.
And that
Hydroxylase.
was important to only call it. She didn't want us to call it anything else but that, even though there's can be also like monooxygenase, I think is another name for it.
Okay.
We only want to know it as hydroxylase.
All right.
Not
Phenylalanine hydroxylase.
Yeah, just
Yes.
phenylalanine hydroxylase.
And hypertyrosinemia, you can also call tyrosine block because that's what leads to hypertyrosinemia. Okay. So far we have phenylalanine dehydroxylase and then lots of phenylalanine. Then we have tyrosine transaminase being broken and lots of tyrosine. Or we can have tyrosinase and albinism. Those are the three we've hit so far. The way I remember the two coming off of tyrosine is that albinism and tyrosinase are both the short names, the short name of the enzyme, the short name of the disease, versus the longer name of the disease and the longer name of the enzyme, tyrosine transaminase, and hypertyrosinemia. Those are longer. And so those go together. Okay. Last guy is going to be alkapnouria. And it's the wrong.
Is that a PA? It's PA hydroxylase. It's phenylalanine.
All right, so for alkapnouria, let's see, homogentistic. This is the one that always was obnoxious in my book. The enzyme is homogentistic oxidase, acid oxidase. Okay, so those are the 4 enzymes and the 4 diseases. You have one that's for the phenylalanine, and that's just when you get a bunch of it, and then you have 3 off of tyrosine. So, and all of those are going to turn into fumarate. So I'll just go ahead and box this sucker. Okay, so
What would, if you use tyrosine transaminase, what is tyrosine going to be converted to?
Tyrosine transaminase.
To hydroxyphenylalpyruvic acid.
Yep.
Okay. But then for
And it will eventually become fumarate.
okay.
Yeah, the intermediates you aren't expected to know in this.
Okay.
You're only expected to know these 4 things with the disease, the enzyme, and that's all she wants, and that it'll eventually become fumarate, which is why it's next to fumarate here.
And it's on slide number, I don't know, crap, my things. On here, but,
16.
16 and 17, yeah.
Yeah, I pulled this. Excellent. And I think that slide is probably, yeah, it's
High yield.
high yield for those. Get those 4 pairs and you'll be good.
If anyone's confused on it, I know pretty well, so.
Excellent.
Is that one homogeneous state, dioxygenase? Is that what that one is?
Yes.
Okay, so thank
And
you.
that's very important. She said that one is like very important.
Alkaptonuria is one that you want to know the cause for, yeah.
That one and the first one, phenylalanine hydroxylase, are like the most important.
All right, so with what you can, I know that this is kind of a pathway, but go ahead and see if you can remember the 4 diseases and their 4 enzymes, as well as the 2 amino acids we're talking about. So, an easy way to remember is that 2 of them are just lots of something, and then one of them is just cool, albinism, and then you have another A left over. So you have 2 that are lots of things, 2 that start with A, albinism, and then alkaptonuria. Then the enzymes after that, often they are named after the amino acid in one way or another. The last one is the one that you got to brute force.
I guess I think anemia, instead of being an excess, as being a lack of, like anemia in the blood, like it's.
So emia is actually, it is just of the blood. It can be hyper or hypo, and so anemia means A means without, emia means blood, so anemia means without blood or low blood. And so emia can mean high or low. But
Okay.
often we have emia, when we say emia, it's like this is in the blood and it shouldn't be there at all. And so,
Okay, thank you.
What was that urea? I know you said it a bunch. The urea?
over there,
No, that you're just talking about tyrosine.
oh, tyrosine, well there's alkaptonuria, there we go, alkaptonuria. It should be slide 15 or 17.
I'm looking right at it.
All right, so did we already review or did I keep yakking? Looks like we're reviewing. Okay. Okay. So really quick, we'll hit oxaloacetate, which is the friendliest of all of them. Oxaloacetate, you can throw, so right here we have asparagine and aspartate. And these two, they are going to break down in very similar fashion to glutamine and glutamate, except they become oxaloacetate. And so asparagine, like glutamine, is going to be broken down by asparginase, kind of like glutaminase. And then aspartate is going to do transamination with glutamate, so you just call it glutamate aspartate transaminase, and so that it ends up throwing its nitrogen towards glutamate. I don't know that she wants you to know those enzymes super in depth because they aren't with diseases, but apparently I couldn't help myself. So really, there aren't any diseases about this. They both end up as oxaloacetate, and the way that I remember that is that an ox is an animal. And not gonna swear it's gonna be an ox, but all right, whatever. There's an animal. Way too many legs. So, that one's a tail. That's both sides of that leg. You can't see the other. Okay, whatever. So, also, another name for a donkey that is not rude when you're actually using it for the donkey is ass. Okay? So, we have all the animals together. We have 2 donkeys and an ox. Okay? So, all the animal ones go together. Asparagine and aspartate will turn into oxaloacetate. Alright, my donkeys are going to be very rudimentary, because then they'll look more like donkeys. Alright.
Nothing's gonna save that, just so you know. I don't think there's any saving it.
Nope, not a bit.
You're doing great, Taylor.
Yeah, we like it though.
I really like the horns on your house.
Thank you. See, someone could tell there were horns. That's a victory. Alright. Okay, so next, the last one we'll be hitting today is pyruvate. And for pyruvate, I think, all right, it's going to be a decent amount.
It's a big box.
So the way that I remember what's inside of pyruvate is that there are 3, all right, we're going to try this. This is a glider. This is another glider. This is a third glider. And all 3 of those, so it's 3 gliders soaring, which I'll go ahead and write. 3 gliders soaring. And then you have an AC unit that is blowing the air to keep them up. And the AC unit, however, is having issues. And so the AC unit is tripping. All right? I worked on that for a while. All right. So, the 3 gliders soaring is threonine, glycine, and serine. And those just become each other until they go down to pyruvate. So that's 3 of them down. Okay? And then for the AC
So
unit,
threonine to glycine to serine, right?
yes, threonine to glycine to serine. Then for the AC, we have alanine. And then for the C, we have cysteine. And then we have, for the tripping, we have tryptophan. Okay. And all of these are becoming pyruvate. So alanine, thank goodness, we're just good. That's all right. We don't need to know anything else except that alanine becomes pyruvate. For cysteine, it can become glutathione, so we've got things on top again. All right, so that's someone's leg, and you have glutathione, because there's their thigh. Okay, glutathione. And then for tryptophan, you are able to have, for this one I just remember Sweet Dreams, B3. And so, Sweet Dreams, sweet is for serotonin. Dreams is for the sleep molecule melatonin. And then B3, also known as niacin, or NADH, is, Sweet Dreams B3. So there you go. That's how I remember the 3 major products of tryptophan, and all of these are coming off of pyruvate. So, all right, so that is how much time we have. Go ahead and review the oxaloacetate
So
and then the
cysteine and
pyruvate.
tryptophan, they just go straight down into pyruvate, just like rest, right?
Tryptophan does, cysteine does as well. There's nothing that you're supposed to know through those that I can recall.
Perfect.
On all of these, do a brush through the slides to see if there's anything else you want to pick up. There are some, this is most of everything, and I was trying mostly to go for organization on today's things because
Yes,
that was
this helps a lot.
the kicker for a lot of people and myself. So,
What are the three things for tryptophan again?
tryptophan, sweet dreams B3, so serotonin, melatonin, and B3.
Thank you.
And what was, I know you mentioned at the beginning, your idea for writing them on top versus on the bottom?
Oh, on top are special products. On the bottom are pathways or diseases.
Okay. What was the part of
Cysteine,
Glutathione.
cysteine, glutathione. Glutathione is the big one. It's an antioxidant that's super important. And also in the Socrative, I always wonder which way I want to say that today. Socrative quiz, all of this has been typed out in the answers, and so yeah, the quiz is open, and so any notes that you're not sure on will be in there.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
you're welcome.